Hey guys, Cell here and welcome back to section 15 of Fate Grand Order Lost Spell 3. We have 2 more here, and most likely 4 more in sector 16. We beat Lost Spell 3, and then I get to have maybe a 3 or 4 hour break. But depending on how fast-ish we can finish this. Then I get to do New Year's event. Then we get to see who our new servants are gonna be. Hey, you sure the giant emperor up there isn't gonna just fall down and squish us, right? Rafael? Now that you mention it, Kishi Wong has been surprisingly silent. I expected to have heard something by now. Was Jin-Kei successful? I certainly hope so. If she had been, then we should have heard back from her by now. It is unfortunate we had no choice but to let her handle the Hong Palace on her own. So where should we go about looking for this Fusang tree? I'm quite certain you'll find it in the treasury, but I recommend stopping by the Ministry of Technology first, especially as it's right on your way. But if you'd rather leave that fancy car of yours behind, be my guest. The Shadow Border. Well, it's no race car, but we have certainly been through a lot together. I really hope it's still in one piece. I'm not sure. It's very possible we'll find it completely disassembled and its components scattered across the floor. Hey, this concerns you too, Buster. Remember, we need the board if we're gonna get out of this lost belt. It is still in one piece. Hooray! Bravo! Aha! Now I see. Kishi Wong must be something of a perfectionist when it comes to puzzles. So that's why Kishi Wong took it apart and put it all together again perfectly. The Emperor had to be sure of understanding its inner workings. I bet Kishi Wong would be great at building models. Now that we've got the border back, we can't lose. This is great. It feels just like coming home again. It looks like there's a box here marked leftover screws. That does it. Kishi Wong is so going down hard. Oh man. She's breaking out her glasses. She must really mean business. Unfortunately, the time's not on our side right now, so I'll have to do a full inspection and overhaul later. For now, let's get out of here. As long as the engine still works, we should be good to go. So you're the Chaldeans. This is a surprise. I expected a huge pack of muscular brutes. I never imagined a brat and a little girl, and a bunch of scrawny weaklings. Oh, if it isn't Hajin, long time no see. Hajin is in one of the Han Dynasty's 3 great heroes. So in this lost belt, he ended up serving the Qin Empire. Oh, I don't work for the Emperor anymore. In fact, I was just relieved of duty. There's no reason for us to fight. Well, we will anyways, right? Did you really think I was just going to stand by and watch while you rode off into the sunset? Lord Shengong, that smile. Indeed, that's the same look Lord Bu used to have back when we were serving under him. I can practically smell the blood on you, you freaking creeper. I just want to wage war. What's the matter if there's a reason for it? Not to mention, I've got a lot of help here, and none of them is ready to admit defeat. So come on, warriors of Pop Human history. Let's do this thing. You watch, no restrictions. No holding back. Just good old war for war's sake. There's nothing more exciting than going up against impossibly strong enemies. I can't wait. I was unaware Mount Li had generals like this slumbering there as well. And yet, Qin Liangyu only ever fought to preserve peace. Lead Liangyu. Oh sure, she was great. I love that whole pure and innocent thing. That shine wasn't gonna rub off after just being revived 2 or 3 times. Me, on the other hand, I've been waging wars for the Emperor since before that mechanical body. I crushed India, Egypt, Rome. I never saw the years of peace between. I was always kept on ice for those. Yeah, I bet you were. You're a freaking psycho. Nothing you do in peacetime but cause trouble. Everlasting peace, just a way of saying there's no more enemies to conquer. So I'm awfully glad you guys showed up. The last time I went back to Mount Li after I'd crushed the Aztecs, I didn't think I'd ever get to wake up again. Now let me see what sort of messed up killing techniques you guys came up with in your disordered world, where Empire never existed. Fatal Battle 1, holy Jesus. Oh, okay. Why do you get evasion? That's 3 evasions left. Well, what are your abilities? Increase charge by 1, increase all allies and beach. Okay. Well, here's how this is gonna work. Defensive properties first. We need to get rid of that dang guy's evasion. We can get our Noble Phantasms up. I won't do any buffs either. Except for defensive buff, obviously. And this one. Second, Mercury Sandan.
人説を待つ無辺の光を持って天命を突す
Overkill for the assassin in the middle.
そうです絞り取ります
Okay, we got another rider, huh? So this, and then this. The Puppet C, yes, will be gaining Noble Phantasm damage increase, but still won't be able to do a dang thing to us, since their charge won't reach in time. Oh look, it's another imperfect assassin. Man, I hate them. So very, very much. Next up is gonna be Kyoto's Noble Phantasm. Alright, defense is down. Damage up, because why not? On returning formation, Amitabha, heavens a hole. I still said that completely wrong, but oh well, I give up on trying to say that one correctly. And after this, I will see you guys at the very end of, you know, the rest of these dang fights. Although I have a feeling that we either do have to kill them all, or we only have to kill a certain number of them, and then it goes on to a final battle, which is the third one in 15. Okay, all I've got to say is that I severely hate this mission. This is my second attempt, yes. I sadly had to go into a second attempt on this dang mission. And it annoyed the ever-living hell out of me that I actually had to do this a second time. It ultimately freaking sucked. It still sucks, because I'm still not done with it. Having to fight 16 enemies is really annoying. And the fact that all of the assassins always freaking have evasion doesn't help. But what does help is the freaking fact that Kyoto can go through evasion with her Noble Phantasm and actually rock their freaking world, killing them. Which is fan-freaking-tastic. Amidala, heavens a hole. Still saying that's wrong, I'm pretty sure. Either way, there's 3 enemies left. There is no way in hell that we can lose a second time. At least, not on this mission.
阿弥陀阿弥陀ヘブンズホールどうです
2 enemies left. You can ignore invincible all you want, man. You can ignore it all you freaking want.
本気で
That does not help you at all. Time for my favorite ability to wrap this crap up. Second, Mukir Sandan.
あ
Wait, hold on. Actually, how many more evasions do you have? 3? You have 2.
いただいてしまった。
Actually,
あ
that
そういうことか。
second, Mukir
我
Sandan.
の攻防無給へ通ず
Then we get to go into an extra attack right after he loses the rest of his health. Oh wait, never mind, he has enough guts. Thanks to Kiara. We win.
3個を束ねて無給とな
Oh my god.
無給三
I absolutely despise this fight more so than I probably should. It was just extremely annoying with so many enemies
段
having
無に散
evasion.
らすことに何の痛みがありましょう
But we did it. Holy crap, and all it took me was up to 30 minutes of my recording. I don't know when I started. I will say though that the first time I tried, I did get them to 3 enemies left, but then I ran out of units I could play with. So it sucked. Completely. Yes! This is awesome! I love a fight to the death! There's nothing better than war! I can't believe it. These are the same soldiers we fought before. How can it be this much stronger just because from a change in commander? Yeah, I hear you. Been a long time since I was up against a general who can make your blood run cold. Monsters such as he are not unheard of in times of war. That said, I think this man's strategical sensibilities may even outpace Waver. I'm glad to see you enjoying yourself, Hanjin. Crab? Oh, hello, Captain. Are you sure a hard-ass like you want to get mixed up in a wild brawl like this? The Emperor asked me to keep an eye on you until this was all over. Ah, we really don't deserve such a wonderful Emperor. I can hardly believe the Emperor would care so much for a piece of trash like me. You said it. The Emperor even told me I was free to fight all I wished, as a reward for my years of faithful service. I see not even old age can slow you down. Well then, let's get to it, shall we? At this point, I can't think of any better way to demonstrate our loyalty to the Emperor than by going down fighting. Heavenly Emperor has been kind enough to keep broken men like ourselves in check by allowing us to serve. Now, we beasts who could never find solace in peace can finally repay that kindness. That old man is an ordinary human, but he truly mean to go up against servants with his bare hands. Oh, you better believe it. Trust me, don't take your eyes off him for a second. Even if he did catch me off guard, he still manages to stun my spirit core with one blow. That general isn't only a distinguished warrior here. That old guy is as tough as they come too. You'd better not hold back against him. Fatal battle 1 of 1, Captain of the Guard. Hey, alright.
随分と荒々しい
Oh god, Hanjin's actually buffing him. Okay, that's a little bit extra,
してあげましょう
but it should still be fine. Should.
美味しそう
Don't mean it will.
こういうのどうだつまり夢中だな他にやることないのこういうのどうだ
魔人パワー全開
Manokita
本気で行くぞ
Let's do this. Second, Mukir Sandan.
あ
捕らえましたね
I'm assuming that we actually have to fight him all the way.
無辺の
In
光
which
を
case, my lineup of servants might not necessarily be the best for this. I say might not. Both of our servants right here are literally AoE based.
動いてく
He just one-shot her through her defenses! God dang! What's that? Negate the attack at disadvantage due to class affinity. I mean, oh yeah. What's your evasion as well? 1 turn. I'm boned. I am so exceptionally boned. Oh boy. Amidaba, heaven's a hoe. I'll just say heaven's hole from now on. At least that I know I'm getting right.
よし
ようこそ私の中
骨には答えるな。
たまりませんアビダアビドゥヘブンズホー
そう計略だ
Okay, what did you just do to us? Chance to skill seal each turn. Oh, Jesus. Does this monster really need to be able to do that?
方がいいんじゃない
Garden of Avalon.
王の話をするとしよ
We haven't even broken his freaking first bar yet, man, and we already lost one of our servants.
楽園の端から君に聞かせよ
Yeah, I think I might need to go Glass Cannon Berserker style on this fight. Because at least Ibaraki's very first ability should be able to... First Noble Phantasm should be able to take him out. I'm gonna have to do it like that.
我が八極に二
Ooh,
の
yeah,
打ち
duh. I had Invincible! Oh, he can go through Invincible, god dang it. Who knows, maybe all we have to do is take out 1 break bar. That's what I'm gunning for, but at the same time I highly doubt it. So, yeah. I've already given up on this
い
run.
じった方がいいんじゃないか
I just want to see what happens now.
何事もやればできるさ
Come on, Merlin, take out his break bar, please. I want to see what happens. How much health does he have on his next freaking line?
柄ではないんだけどね Monster, holy crap! Yep. Berserker time. 仕方ない
Alright.
見破って
Oh my god, I don't know how to do this, man. I really
お
don't.
任せ夢のように
If this doesn't work, then I'm all out of ideas in terms of how to do this besides using my damn command spells, which I don't want to use.
こういうのどうだ
Obviously, I can't do that. He's gonna gain his freaking charge up,
お任
so...
せ夢のように片付けよう
I know it doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna use Invincible right now. Why not? Gonna eat your courage if I Shimon.
真なる鬼の姿
Then do this
お望み
and
の
this.
ままに
Goodbye, first break bar.
メンドリシミ
All we need to do is get
の
no phantasm up again.
そうだ罠だ
Oh. Oh no, he doesn't gain charge. Oh crap. No, they did not just do target focus on Ibaraki. They did not just do that.
つまんない連中だな他にやることないの
Oh hey,
見破ってみせるがよい
also gets rid of target focus. All right.
しかり
よし
追記はよな
罠だ
Oh, come on.
見出し容易に活動
Come on, buddy. I'm on a literal time constraint here.
水気を読
I don't want to have to use a command spell. Go Gadgety Baraki. No, Ibaraki! How dare you!
水気を
You don't have the guts! The guts to attack Merlin!
計略だ
Don't you dare attack Merlin!
気を見出し容に活路を開く我が八極に二の打ちいらず
No!
分血
My trump card, no! Oh, hey, she got him down 1 break bar, 1.5 break bars, basically. And then we got the Merlin Waver playstyle. On returning formation.
全ては僕の思うままってねよし
Come on, he has defense down as well. I mean, debuff defense down. Never mind. He can't be debuffed.
罠だ
He has an immunity. I wasn't paying attention to that. Crap. Alright. Garden of Avalon. I'll totally you to victory, man. I don't like this strategy, but it's something that might get us close to taking down your second break bar and bringing your other break bar down. One more turn and then you will have your Noble Phantasm in that.
世に生き陰に殺す
I'm a... God dang it. I'm not doing anything right now. Do this, this, and this. Get both Waver's Noble Phantasms up as high as we can.
罠だ
There goes his second break bar. What happens now? Attack up, death chance up. Oh Jesus. Oh my god, damage, debuff immunity.
世に生き陰に殺す
Okay, so the middle wave is obviously gonna die. There's no way to stop that. But if he does die, which he will, we can attempt it. Evasion and just see what happens. So do this, this, and this.
罠だ罠だ
Nice crit. Crap, my waver's been skill sealed.
我が八極に二の打ちいらず
Yeah, he goes through evasion as well. Goes through any invincible type ability. I don't like that. But Mashu is now here for more defenses. Technically. Do you still have that down? Have that on? No, you do not. On returning formation.
全ては僕の思うままってねこれぞ大軍師の究極陣地
Defense down. That's exactly what we needed.
そうどう
Marsh's NP was brought down. That's fine. Damage up.
いじった方がいいんじゃないか
And then give Marshu
君の道行きを信じよ
more HP.
う行きなさい
Oh wait, no, that was our waiver. Never mind.
王の話を
This
すると
is
しよう
our allies'
そう
waiver.
あ
Garden of Avalon.
そこは壁もなく城もなく二世代の始まりの空魂のありかを見せようかガーデン・オブ・アバロン
罠だ罠だ
Nice crit. And our waiver's been sealed again. Okay, what's that? Increase your arts card effectiveness each turn for 3 turns. That's not necessarily bad. Not necessarily. Okay, this is probably not gonna work out, but
前に出ます
can we get a Noble Phantasm up?
そうだ
Wait, what? What?
世に生き
What?
真に
What?
殺す
Does that stop Noble Phantasm gain? Oh, yep, it does. Wish I knew that before I, did that. Whatever. On returning
全て
formation.
行くぞ
This will halt his Noble Phantasm for at least one more turn. But it's gonna get Merlin
大量
killed.
種族流極陣地
Never mind. He was stunned.
罠だ
Oh, hallelujah.
無駄だ簡単すぎるんだよ
Great confusion, huh?
内熱衝撃は装填します
I know it doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Crit star gather rate increase, why not? Alright. So do this, this, and
よ
this.
し
そうだどう
Nice crit, Merlin.
世に
So he has he has a 50-50 chance. He'll either go after
我
Merlin
が
or
発極に
Marsh.
二の打ちいらず
Of course he went after Merlin.
負けしねえ
Son of a...
三体
It's fine. Because we have Okita Orita in the back line waiting. Alright. Masha, imply invincible to yourself.
装填します
And wave her.
よしあ
Let's have you do the full chain.
無駄だ罠だ罠だ簡単すぎるんだよ
Oh, we did it.
を見出し世に勝つ
Oh, he gave himself evasion.
オルテナウス
And he can go through a freaking invincible. Are you freaking kidding me, man?
こういうのどうだ
What? Death chance. 1 turn. Nothing else. Give yourself evasion. I do not care if it's wasting your freaking stuff. Well. On returning formation.
行くぞ
行こう
これぞ大軍師の
Break out all the stops. Every last one of them. His defense was lowered. He did not get stunned.
罠だ
I figured as much.
魔人の陣は二陣切りの陣。
Skill seal unwavered. His death chance did not work. What did that do? Increase your... Oh yeah, the arts card effectiveness crap.
行こう、行こう。
Goodbye, Captain of the Guard. 16 turns. Jesus, this was a long, freaking hard-fought battle. But he did it! Yay!
終わりだ。
Oh my god.
終わりだ。無事か、マスター。
Ridiculous. Indeed. Oh my god. That was amazing. How in the world did he get this strong? We've neutralized enemy fighters, although... No, it's alright. I doubt they have the strength to even stand anymore. Man, who knew there were so many monsters in China? Can't believe these guys put up this much of a fight with nothing but strategy and pure skill. Let's hurry on. I have a feeling the Fusang tree is practically around the corner. Yeah, so do I. Hanjin, are you still breathing? Unfortunately, I never expected them to just leave without finishing us off. Don't they know that goes against the rules of war? Still, that was a good fight. This building won't last much longer. If you can still stand, you should leave now before it collapses. As it happens, that battle really took every last bit of energy out of me. So I was hoping I might just be able to sit here a bit longer. I suppose we'll just have to wait then. You misjudged how much damage you had halfway through the fight, didn't you? Did you think you could keep up the same pace as when you were young or something? To my shame, yes. I hate to admit that I began feeling my age at a mere 150 years old, despite the Emperor giving me personal instruction in the Sage Arts. You should have come to Mount Lee when you had the chance, instead of insisting on staying on active duty. Man, I wish I could have seen you fight in your prime. I bet it was something to behold. Well, I suppose there was a time when I went around threatening my enemies with my martial arts. My whole time truly does fly. Those days I spent alongside Heavenly Emperor were more than I could have ever asked for. Huh, some guys have all the luck. He looks so peaceful, you'd think he was just sleeping. The Chaldeans will soon reach the Fusang tree in the treasury. It will mean the Empire's most valuable mystic, the cornerstone of our peaceful civilization, will fall into enemy hands. No, right now the Fusang tree is more important than even that, isn't it to you? This battle will determine the fate of the world, yet you still wish to avoid it. I do. I understand very well how foolish that request is. But I cannot bear to see you wield your swords any longer. Indeed, that is the only thing I desire. Even if that choice should lead to obliteration. But the world is in peril, even as we speak. This empire faces an unprecedented threat to its peace. My programming would not permit me to simply stand by while this happens. Forgive me, you. I cannot change who I am. Yes, you're right. This is who you are. In that case, I will accompany you, please. Let me stay by your side until the very end. God dang it, no! I don't need to fight both of them at once. Both of them single-handedly were a pain in my arse. No, this might be even worse than freaking Scotty and freaking Valkyrie. No. No. I'm gonna have to use a command spell. I'm gonna have to use a freaking command spell. Again. There it is. What I've been waiting for all this time. Holy crap, the Crimson Beauty under the moon. Berserker and Assassin. We're doing this faster than I thought. I thought I'd have at least, you know, a battle or two before them. Oh no, no, no. They're coming to the front right now. And you know what? If they're coming to the front, I'm doing the glass cannon method on Okito Urata instead. Ibaraki, thank you for that last fight. Oh my god, man. Let's just say that next up is going to be... Mecha Ellie-chan, sure, why not? We need to test the waters here, man. This is going to be a major, major issue. But if we can somehow pull this off, it might be a great maximum overdrive of power right now. So this is the treasury. I must say, this is even more magnificent than I was expecting. Wow, I could spend days poring over everything in this place if only things weren't so dire right now. This is where Kishi Wang keeps all the treasures of the Sage World on display. There should be bark and leaf samples from the Fusang tree right around here. Ah, there we go. I trust nobody will mind if I borrow these for a moment. Wonderful. All you need now is the right spell and you'll have an antidote in no minute more than 5 minutes. Well, I'd say that wraps up our business here. But while we're at it, would you like to see the real thing? Kishi Wang must have transplanted the Fusang tree into the innermost sanctum after pulling it out of the Sage World. I would be lying if I said I wasn't interested. As a detective, I feel obligated to examine it, however. Holmes, I can't help but feel a tad bit perturbed at how you seem to be leading us into a trap, Miss Koyanskaya. Oh my, aren't we suspicious? But you might just be a teensy bit too late there. Yume Ren, and Zhang Yu too. Great, that's what we needed right now. I thought it might come to this. What? You mean you knew this would happen? Nothing so certain, to be sure. Perhaps I should say that my suspicions were right on the mark. Oh yeah, now to mention it, you did say that the next time we saw Yume Ren, it would almost certainly be where the Tree of Emptiness is hidden. Wait, the Fusang Tree is the Tree of Emptiness? I mean, I'm not saying I called it. When did you figure it out? Oh, I was never sure of it. It was never more than a hunch. The Tree of Emptiness's whereabouts being so unclear all this time simply made no sense. It was therefore only natural to suspect it may be connected to this Lost Belt's most mysterious object, which also happened to be a tree. I can't believe a disciple of the Foreign Guide would bring the enemy straight to a Tree of Emptiness's roots. What in the world were you thinking, Koyanskaya? What was I thinking, you say? I was thinking I'm just doing my job. It's like I told you before, Yui. You can't play my games against Chaldea. They're so good with that stuff you'd think they were working off an answer sheet. So don't think of this as giving the tree's location away. Think of it as leading lambs to the slaughter. So as a crypter, all you have to do is play the execution and use Mael's power as a guillotine. Now why don't you go ahead and get started, Miss True Ancestor of the Sage World? Mael, so that's the third Tree of Emptiness's name. Hang on, Mael. First Orochi, then Sombrero, now Mael. Is that what the trees of emptiness actually are? You have some nerve, and you already forget how you tried to kill me. Oh, come now, Yui. We both know you're not the type to let a little murder keep her down. Can't you just let bygones be bygones? There goes our truce. I figured it was just a matter of time till this bitch backstabbed us. Check the fine print before you go around flinging baseless accusations, alright? We didn't put it in writing, did we? I'll still make an antidote and make it a point of a professional pride to always fulfill my obligations. So once Cell is good and dead, I'll be sure to leave it on her grave along with some lovely flowers. Profound.
Whatever that fox may be plotting, the fact remains that you Chaldeans are the source of this disturbance.
Oh god, oh god.
Now that we face each other once again, I will use all the power at my disposal to stop you. Is that alright to you?
Yes, Lord Zhang Yu. Here they come, Master. Oh no. How much health? Okay, that's not half as bad as I thought it was gonna be in terms of HP, alright?
抑止の守護者
I thought it was gonna be disastrously worse than what it actually currently is.
中だな
60, 70, 80.
夢のように片付けよう
Alright.
魔人パワー
May not be able to use our Mystic Code until a while later. But that doesn't mean that I can't start this fight out with a major freaking bang, man. Second, Mukyu
行
Sandan.
こうなんだったかな忘れたくらえなんかすごい
Okay, his first break bar is gone. What exactly is gonna happen? I'm kinda scared.
大事なしその
Victorious form, he just increases damage.
しか
She gave him a change in what?
どう
Holy crap! That was massive.
こういうのどうだ
Still can't do that. Okay, so what did she do to him? Negate the defense disadvantage due to class affinity. No! Ha 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 ha! No, no, no! Damn you, Maiden! Damn you! Damn you to hell!
罠だ
おのれおのれどう
行こう
行くぞよし
I hate the skill seal, man. Nice crit, Okuto Odata. Nice crit waiver.
どう
No, Merlin! God dang it! Oh wait, look, we got another waiver.
こういうの
Yume Ren is done for. She is done.
寝てない
No more from Yume Ren.
寝てた
You know what? I don't trust ourselves to not take massive amounts of damage after she goes down. I'm returning formation. Second, Mercury Sandan.
そういうことか
これぞ大軍師の究極陣地
Hey! The scary berserker's been stunned. All right.
人説をうなつ無辺の光を持って天命を立つ絶剣
Bye, you made it in. Bye bye. So does he gain a buff after she goes
お
down?
のれ
No, he does not. Guess he went close enough after all. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I don't think I can do that. Or can I?
つまり中だな他にやることないの
Please, Hokito Odata. I've wanted nothing more from you right now.
あ
Please.
行こう
Get a crit. I want to see how much this does with 2 crit damage increases. Damn it! No!
終わりだ英語を演
Oh well.
大事なし
Second, Mercury
我が子
Sandan.
そういうことか
あ
無理無理無理三個を束ねて無給となす絶剣無給三段はっ罠だ
大事なしその通
Attack waivers, you don't have the guts. God damn you!
り大事なし
No, no, no. Oh, you son of a. Ignore evade in invincible. Hello, darkness, my old friend. No! Oh god! I don't have any defensive abilities either. Well,
来月衝撃版装填します
I know this is in vain,
来
but
月衝撃版装填し
maybe
ます
we'll get lucky.
よし
示弾はい示弾装填します照準ドライブブースターストライクバーニャ突撃します確実に
Okay, so we need to fully focus on him before he gets to this
気迫を
point.
持ってよここに示さ
We have one servant left. We have just one. And that's Mecha Elichan. Well, I mean, you never know. Maybe we can have a random thing potentially happen.
何もなかったわ
Oh god.
何もなかったいいでしょう粉砕しまよく見ておくように回避は許しませんエリカードリフ
大事なしか
Yep.
ドラゴン
God damn it! I'm not using the command spell. Screw you.
ごめんなさい先輩
大事なし
I absolutely hate this fight. I feel like I've said that multiple times in a lot of other
感謝
fights as well. But this one, I legitimately freaking mean it.
ってね
It is extremely freaking tedious.
これぞ大軍師の究極
Only
戦術
because their abilities are both AoE. If I don't take out Yume Ren, I'm screwed on every other factor.
大事
And I can't take a Zhongyu before Yume Ren gets a Noble Phantasm off, so... Obviously, I'm then screwed on that factor.
ドーン
行こうそういうことか
So it's a lose-lose, never entirely win situation for me right now.
大事なししか
Final break bar. Again. Goodbye, Waver.
大事なし
Okay, mental debuff resist. Heal yourself up.
感謝で
In order to use your ability before he ends up ruining it.
あ
Now
そう
just
あ
attack. You should get your Noble Phantasm next turn.
逃さん
大事なし
魔人球天国斬り
Attack Nero, I dare you. You can't kill her. No! No!
大事なし
You son of a... Why go after...
1、2、よーいドーン
Come on, Nero. I believe in you. I know you can do this. Nice crits.
大
You've got 5 guts.
しか
He just gave himself evasion. Are you kidding me? How much longer for your guts? You have 2 guts left. And you have 1 turn. Oh my god. I hate him right now. What does Noble Phantasm do? It deals heavy defense, ignoring damage to all enemies, and decreased defense. Do I... I'm not.
一応
I refuse.
血はもらった
If I lose, then so be it. I'll do this again.
と大逆転
No. I don't lose. Because he killed her, which technically then ends his turn. That was the same to Claudius.
方法1見ているがよい
We win. 13 turns without using command spells. Oh my god.
我が才を見よ互いの喝采を聞けラウセンの
I'm so glad I put Nero in the back line.
このように運動も得意な
Oh
よう
my
で
god. Victory! Oh. Well, that's that. Oh, look. We are now fighting something that is unknowable. Which is probably either Moon Cancer or Alter Ego. I'm only saying that, I mean, it's possible. Because a certain servant I don't think has out yet is from this lost spell, and it's a 5-star, and I think it's Moon Cancer. I think. I could be completely wrong on that, which I most likely actually am. But I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna keep this same setup, except... Oh my god. Screw it. I'm keeping this setup. I'm just gonna see what it is. I think it might be Moon Cancer. We win. Xiangyu, you may be advanced, but you are also alone. Your storms may make you invincible, but you have no rivals with which to compete. Your strength in fighting alone is what sealed your defeat. Ugh. Lord Xiangyu. No way in hell we'll lose into your overgrown horse's ass 3 times in a row. I am Mordred, the damn knight of treachery. If you think you've read my future, then I'll just rebel against that shit too. Hey, you what are you trying to pull here? Why haven't you removed Miles' disguise yet? What possible reason could you have to hold back now? Shut up, shut up! What is the meaning of this? Qin Shi Huang, of all the times for the Emperor to show up. How did you get to our treasury in the short time we were absent? We must have taken longer to reboot than we realized. That is vexing. Oh no, if the Emperor is here, then Jin K must be. Now, how are things going to go? If Qin Shi Huang reconciles with Chaldea, I'll be right back to square one. Well, there was never much to gain from this lost belt anyway. It won't be any great loss. Yep, Hinako, if it makes you feel any better, you were absolutely right. I should honor my agreement with the foreign god and see my job through to the end. So I'll go ahead and have the Tree of Emptiness take care of Chaldea right now. No, please stop. Go on then, my owl. It's time to wake up. Show this tiny last belt what your cosmos is really made of. Okay, maybe it's not Moon Cancer. What the? Why is the Fusang tree splitting apart? Foe? There's the Tree of Emptiness. What? Oh yeah, that's the Tree of Emptiness if I ever saw one. I knew I was correct in my suspicion, but I never expected anything quite like this. Are you sure that's a tree? It's the size of a mountain. How did something that big fit inside a bunch of dried up twigs all this time? Jean Liangyu told us that the Fusang tree was a treasure trove of hidden mystic wisdom, also known as the Tree of Life. But there are no ordinary means for such a vast amount of information to fit inside a single tree. That tree from the Sage world must either contain some sort of independent dimension or... Shut up and get back. The spatial inconsistency is trying to correct itself and swapping gravity all around it. The Tree of Emptiness has been slurping up plenty of magical energy from inside the Fusang Tree's pocket dimension. It didn't even have to reveal itself out here to extend its roots throughout all of China's ley lines. The Fusang Tree, the divine tree that sits at the heart of our empire. All this time it was being co-opted by invaders. The Tree of Emptiness, so that impossible mythology does exist. Then does that mean Akuta and the Fox Woman were telling the truth all along? Of course, this world was pruned away and the one the Chaldeans belong to is in fact pop human history. The nations you brought together, your visions of everlasting peace, none of it was meant to exist. Your entire history for the last 2,200 years was never more than a pipe dream. So how does that make you feel? Sad? Dejected? Utterly crushed with abject despair? Don't be ridiculous, this is wonderful news. Huh? Thanks to our greatness, our internal empire exists right here, right now. After all, dreamers cannot distinguish between dreams and reality. For them, they are one and the same. So if the world is about to dream again, who can say if your corrupt, ruined society or our prosperous world is the one that truly exists? Oh, I get it. Like whether I'm a Lu Bu who thinks he's red hair, or red hair who thinks he's Lu Bu. When you get right down to it, it doesn't really matter. But you just shot it, horse. We're trying to have a serious conversation here. No way, Kishi Wang's self-esteem is off the charts. I swear, this is exactly why I hate you so much. You are the ideal human, aren't you? Well, obviously. Kishi Wang's been an emperor for over 2,200 years, remember? He's probably overcome all sorts of things in that time. He's practically impervious to despair by this point. Very well then, the victor here will be determined the true history. No matter how many other branches there are, we will prune them all away. Oh, now I see. This is what you were after, huh, UAA? You knew that Kishi Wang would get fired up once it was clear the pruning theoretical phenomena was true. So you decided to keep the Tree of Emptiness secret until the very last moment. Is that so? You thought this through and we certainly fell for it. You knew it was pointless to lie to an omnipotent ruler. So instead you were perfectly honest about it all, knowing Kishi Wang would never believe a word. By hiding the evidence that would validate your story, you were able to turn fact into fiction. You must have really, really wanted to prevent Kishi Wang from learning the truth. But why? Why were you so desperate to keep Kishi Wang from acting? Well, you really are hopelessly foolish, Sakuta. You would go that far to avoid war, You knew we would employ Zhang Yu in the war to be recorded as this planet's rightful history. So you wasted your time delaying the inevitable. To think you would choose such small comfort even in face of certain destruction. So this is the nadir of foolishness to which love has driven you. Yep. Is it just me or? Yes, it is, descending swiftly. Naturally, I will not be taking your foolish, selfish wishes into consideration. This will be a battle for the future of humanity. Those of you who are not human can stay out of it. Uh-oh. Damn it, I knew this jackass was gonna fall on us. Which one of you dumbasses said this wouldn't happen? A phone? Oh, damn it. It's what I have to deal with now that the king knows the truth about Lost Belts. Yue refuses to help. Kishi Wang's out of control. There's clearly nothing to be gained here anymore. I'm out of here. I'm going back to the office.
Traitor! Hey, she got away.
A phone. Forget her. We've all got to get out of here. Mayal, the Tree of Emptiness was it. We shall grant you our protection. We shall descend from on high, the most powerful guardian ever to exist. Hang on, where exactly is it going to land? What the? Ipong Palace has fallen. Is everyone alright? I thought for sure the Emperor was going to fall right on top of us, and Kishi Wang just missed. Such foolish notions hardly deserve to be given voice. We acted only out of generosity. Chaldeans of pop human history, we are about to enter into contest as to which of us truly embodies what it is to be human, as well as over the direction in which mankind should proceed. Settling this dispute simply by making use of our mass would resolve nothing. So rather than destroy us in order to protect the Empire, you want to converse with us about who should have the right to determine the future. Why would you make that kind of conscience now? Concession. You need to ask. We are the Emperor. We care first and foremost about humanity's future. We must grudgingly admit that our empire was indeed pruned away from history. However, we cannot ignore that pop human history was so weak as to be easily wiped out, even as you advance the chronicle theoretical phenomenon. History is woven together through human will. Its course is no mere coincidence. Thus, the one who leads the chronicle theoretical phenomenon must be the stronger, superior human. Someone is coming out of the Ipong Palace. Is that the person?
Oh, it's you! You're a ruler! Son of a...
Oh, no. No.
He's a ruler!
Oh, God. Oh, God, can I back out now? It is the ultimate human form. It has overcome death, transcended yin and yang, and reached the truth of immortality. This is the only Zenran in existence. This is Keen. A human form?
But I thought the Emperor was a giant machine, like in those movies about interstellar warfare.
That isn't the only surprise. That spirit origin is less strong than it is great. In pop human history, it would be ranked grand, so then, why is the Emperor a ruler? We grew this body by applying the eclosion ascension method we learned by analyzing the Fusang tree. Through the physiological data we had collected from Akuta Hinako. We had not planned on actually using it, but our discussion with Jin Kei changed our mind. If we are to prove our path for humanity is superior to pop human histories, then we must do so in a human body. Your path for humanity. Should humanity prioritize safety and stagnancy, or growth, which is inextricably entangled with risk? The question of which humanity is best suited to lead Earth from the chronicle theoretical phenomenon can no longer be decided with words alone. Thus, we will decide this matter by punching you. We shall also permit you to punch us in return. I'm so screwed, he's a freaking ruler. Whomever remains standing in the end shall be the one entrusted with the hopes of the future. I should have bought my adventure. I felt, even if it was a moon cancer, I was gonna bring Jalter anyways. I don't remember if Avengers are better than moon cancer. I think it's actually the other way around, which otherwise it would have been screwed. But that would have then at least have been a happy little accident that I ended up bringing Jalter to a freaking ruler fight. The hopes of the future. Profound. We are the ultimate human. There is only one of us. Whereas you Cell are about one of many humans from our world. From your world. Whichever one of us is stronger shall be the one to face Earth's next great challenge. We trust you agree there can be no fairer way to settle our dispute. Well, how about that? You're a damn sight more reasonable than I gave you credit for. Putting aside that, Qin Wang only came to this because both sides refused to consider the other's position. I quite agree that we should accept this offer. There can be no better way to determine who is more fit for these chaotic times. This is how contest of power should happen. Master! So we're not fighting in hatred, but to show the strength of our conviction. Well, we can't back down from that now, can we? Sorry, but I think I'm gonna back down and go get Jalter. And the servants I can actually go up against the ruler. Right, as members of the Chaldea Security Organization, no. As humans representing our own world and history, we agree to your terms, Kishi Wang. Good. With that firm gaze and fighting spirits,
You should make him foe well worth crushing with these two hands. Now come at us with your might, members of humanity's masses. We shall test you ourselves.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm so screwed.
一気火星に畳みかける
Hey, we were buffed. But hey, I'm withdrawing. I'm going back to the drawing board. I did not realize that I would be fighting a freaking ruler. I'm bringing Jolter and I'm doing my glass cannon method with Jolter. Screw this. Alright, Kishi Wong. Sorry for the wait. I am now back.
私の出番かな。いや、こいつは手強
I
そう
just
だ。
only have to take him down one break bar. Because there's still 2 more things after this that we have to do. Are we gonna have to fight Koinskaya or what?
こうい
I
う
do,
の
however, like the fact that we got buffed. For the record, though, who buffed us? It's just a natural all-around buff. Okay.
ゴージャスにぶっ込むわよ。
お任せ。夢のような私。君の道行きを
I'm not
信じ
sorry for this, Kishi Wong.
行きなさい。
I'm not.
中だな
You put me through hell back all the way in the beginning and multiple other times, like Crown meant to do Hane. So I'm going to be getting my revenge right here, right now. That's one of my favorite servants.
吹っ飛べ
Damn!
薄いな。
Damn!
薄いな。
I should have won with Arts. I didn't know that he was gonna go down that fast. Oh god. At least Jolter has invincible, right?
天と地の狭間にて人はかくあるべしとここに新たなるノリを敷く
Oh, he buffed himself only. That's a. His Noble Phantasm's only a buff.
これを賜す
Oh! Merlin! Holy crap! Invincible, sure hit, 1 turn. Yeah, of course it is.
こういうのどうだこういうのどうだ
Well, do this, this, and this. Yeah, Jolter's Noble Phantasm up. It hasn't been 3 turns yet. She can blow up his second break bar instantly.
これを賜す
Oh! Oh my god, even with defensive! Even with the defenses, holy crap! No, Weaver! God damn! Dude, you need to slow your roll a little bit. Like, seriously, what the hell?
想定します来月衝撃版想定します
A ground meant to do Hane.
行くわこれは憎悪によって磨かれた我が
This is just
魂の
ridiculous.
ラグロンドメントデュヘイ
いい加減にせんか
There goes the second break bar.
薄いな薄いな
Hey, my buffs are about to be removed anyways.
参考を超越し
Wait, removing
御
buffs.
帝を凌駕
That
せし
means he
覇
got
者
rid of our freaking
それこそが始皇帝すなわち地位
fantastic
であ
little
る
ability from Master called Taunt.
ごめんなさい少し寝るわ
God dang!
いいはいいいの
Oh, we lost.
状
I
態
know that we can do this, it's just...
ここがあんたの終わりよ
I needed Jolter's freaking invincible for this moment.
これを賜す
Damn it! So close! I'm not giving up.
これを賜すこれを賜す薄いな
What's wrong, Kishi Wong? What's wrong, buddy? Did we just so perhaps, you know, not get hit by your damnable ability? Poor baby. Here, let's take some hits.
薄いな
Oh, you would stun the one character that can actually defeat you.
薄いな
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, you stunned both of them. Crap. I got cocky and now I'm kind of screwing myself.
お望みのままに
iPods, no! Just a second break bar.
これを賜す
Chance. Bye, Waver.
薄いな
Alright.
中だな他にやることないの
Garden of Avalon.
王の
A
話
crown
をす
meant
る
to
と
do Hain.
そ
I've
こは
seen
壁
what
も
an
なく城もな
basically
く
no buff except for the original buff. Damage we
魂の
got.
ありかを見せようかガーデン・オブ・アバロン
これは憎悪によって磨かれた我が魂の宝刀ラクロンドメント・デュヘイ
いい加減にせんか
Still a decent amount of damage.
薄いなそうきたかこれを賜す
こういうのどう
Alright, now give yourself invincible. And just in case he takes out Waver somehow,
だ他にやること
do
ない
that.
の
いいねええ
あ
吹っ飛べ
薄いな
Hey, nice crit. Alright, there goes his second break bar. Perfect timing with the invincible, I guess. And she has a noble phantasm ready. Oh wait, invincible
参
doesn't
考を
work.
超
It
越
does,
し御帝を
he
凌駕せ
gets
し
rid of
覇
the
者
ability after you take out his
それ
second
こそ
break
が
bar.
始
I
皇
forgot
帝
about that.
すなわち陳である
Already.
これを賜す
Bye, Merlin.
これを賜す
No! 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 You son of a!
想
Yay!
定します内熱衝撃は想定します
Oh, I never paid attention, but this gives her target focus. Whoopsie! Alrighty then.
示弾想定します
Got to jolt to Berserker now. Oh my god. Okay, give yourself evasion. Damage up. Damage up and noble phantasm gain. So do this, this, this.
照準捉えます羅刹と化すわオルテナンス
Masha, no!
これを賜す
Hey! You idiot! You're a downright idiot! A moron! A charlatan! You just gave the one person you shouldn't turn Noble Phantasm back. Balkemod, Theater Jedi.
叩くわ行くわうわー手触りよおとなしいね寒いぞ
Oh, that damage! Yes!
リアクタと勝て
Bye bye, Kishi Wong. You may have took out Jalter, Avenger, but you couldn't take out Jalter, Berserker. Well, that was fun. Alright. Well, that was an interesting battle we just had. And we have to fight a Berserker now. Oh, please, for the love of God. Do not make me have to fight him again. You know what? You gonna make me fight him? Yeah, I'm gonna go with this setup and just see what happens, alright? Let's see what happens. I'm sticking with Jalter the rest of the way if I can. At least, fighting a Berserker. Was that how... Has our knee truly touched the ground first? It did. Are you convinced now, Your Imperial Majesty? You went out of your way to fight us as a human, even knowing that we had no chance in battle against your mechanical vessel. You have borne a vast responsibility all these years, and for that you have my respect, but the results speak for themselves. Even as a Zenren, you chose to prioritize defense, but defense is a role for gods, not humans. Humans' nature lies in pressing ever onward, no matter how foolish it may be to do so, or how disgraceful the result may be. Yes, we can express only our genuine shock. Telecel, in your world, are people who know all humans as strong as you? I don't know, but I do know this. Whoever else might have come to fight you instead wouldn't have had to do it alone either. These heroic spirits who would have helped whoever happened to be here. I'm not so sure, Cell. I mean, our world is pretty well stocked with dumbasses. Still, I guess I could be bothered to help out if there was someone else, even half as freaking stupid as you, trying to handle this. Oh yes, I'd be even more inclined to trust someone like that, being a horse and all. We see, even if you had fallen, you have every conviction that someone else would come to take your place. Rafo, if all of you are possessed of such resilience, and the will to enjoy life's tribulations, then perhaps humans may indeed be able to overcome any obstacle in their path toward a future with limitless possibilities. Yes, that's what we believe too, along with someone else who helped us come this far. Very well, we will take that bet. We leave the future of the chronicle theoretical phenomenon in Pop-Human History's hands. See that it flourishes under your care. Thank you, that means a lot. The last part might be kind of tough, but I'll do my best. No, I do not accept that. Huh? General Shang-Yu? Even if that is what the humans have agreed upon, I cannot accept it. You would defy our decree, Kuai G0. You are my lord no longer. Your Imperial Majesty, my only loyalty now is to my companion Yu Mei-ren. Lord Shang-Yu. You, my beloved, has chosen this lost belt as her home. She has wandered far too long in search of peace. And now at long last she has found it. I cannot take that away from her. You have got to be freaking shitting me. He wants to go another round. Please stop this madness. Your body needs maintenance. You are in no shape to fight again. But please, Lord Shang-Yu, you mustn't. You're already at your limit. There's no way you can win. It's alright. His body and mind can still move, so I will not let them cut down the tree of emptiness. Your future, my first and final prayer, can only exist beyond its branches. Shang-Yu is preparing for battle again, Master. The Shang-Yu from Pop-Human History died plagued by regrets. Now I will see his wishes fulfilled. Just this once, I will not fight for the Empire, but for the woman I love. Now behold what Shang-Yu can do when he is pushed to his absolute limit. Oh! Thank God!
よし、戦
He
いだ。
doesn't have any break
苦
bars.
手だけど全力でいこうか。
その通
Fatal Destroy. Really? Decrease defense and increase HP at the end of each turn, and decreases charge by 1 at the end of the turn. Really? Come on, they do my freaking berserker guy like this? Come on, man. Zhang Yu, really? They do him like this?
中だな他にやる
As much as I hated his
この
guts,
辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか。
he was still a freaking very powerful and cool berserker, man. And the fact that they do him like this at the very end, making him to where he has defense down, and that just doesn't sit right with me.
何事もやれば
Especially when I'm about to do him dirty with Jolter.
こういうのどうだ
It doesn't sit right with me at all. Especially when I do this.
いじった方がいいんじゃないか。
Give everyone else invincible as well. The groundment to do Hain. Now, let's see how much damage she can truly do with all these buffs against the Berserker.
磨かれた我が魂の方向ラクロンドメントデュフェイ吹っ飛べここがあんたの終わりよ
Oh my god, Jolter, I love you. Holy crap, that's a lot of damage. I'm sorry about this, Zhang Yu. I really kind of am. They just had to do you like that.
いやあ
So, Waver, you should at least have decent amount of damage with all the attacks and possible crits as well.
罠だ罠だ
3 crits, not bad.
大事な力
Aw man, even his buffs have no effect on him anymore.
大事なし
Oh man, that sucks.
お望みのままに。
Goodbye, Zhang Yu.
大事なし
喝采を
I'm sorry if they did you like that for the final battle. Wafer's Bond 6. 3 sync quartz. Thank you. Okay, what exactly is the Tree of Emptiness? Tree of Emptiness is usually the same class, right? But when in doubt, Berserker it out, right? I'm pretty sure I said that before, when in doubt, Berserker out. I'm not entirely sure what I'm fighting, so... Ibaraki, where are you? There you are. Okay, let's go. Alas, I cannot make my wish come true. Lord Changyu. Forgive me, you. Once again, my failure condemns you to an eternity wandering alone. I wanted nothing more than to grant you solace. I wish we could have spent endless days together in peace. However, my functionality cannot make that dream a reality. Ah, so this is what it feels to have regret gnawing at you in your final moments. Lord Changyu, Ah, you, my companion. I'm sorry I cannot stay by your side. Ah, you, my you. What will your fate be? Lord Changyu, Lord Changyu, Lord Changyu. Akuta. Don't Mars, no one can console her now. I don't think any human, any being fated to die, really could understand her pain right now. This is what it means to live for all of time. Yeah, she's not only seen her beloved die once, she's now seen him die twice. Oh, phone. Caldea, Kishi Wang, pop beam in history. Do you think this is over? Do you think your path forward is clear now? What are you doing, Fairy? After all that has come to pass, you would still try to stop Caldea. The future of mankind has never meant anything to me. I never cared who got pruned away or who got to carry on the chronicle. But now you humans, you loathsome, despicable, disgusting humans are all I can think about. Her spirit origin is dispersing. What's going on? I knew that true ancestors were essentially elementals. But is she truly abandoning her incarnated body? Wait, the Tree of Emptiness' magical energy is absolutely skyrocketing. I think it's absorbing her spirit origin. True sages and fairies like her always have been something akin to a divided spirit of the Fusang Tree. So if this Tree of Emptiness fed off the Fusang Tree to manifest here, she may be able to possess it. You humans don't deserve a future. I won't allow it. Not after you've gotten as far as you have by feeding on the dreams and despair of non-humans everywhere. The Tree of Emptiness' magical energy is entering an active state. Looks like it's finally woken up and it's about to come at us. Damn it, we don't have time to just stand here with our thumbs up our asses. Get ready, Cell, this is it. It's do or die time. If that thing would curse all of mankind, then it is our enemy as well. Kishi Wang. Does that mean you'll help us? You may have been strong enough to defeat us, but this is still our territory. What's more, the fairy has shown great impertinence in taking our Fusang Tree. We will therefore gladly lend you our aid in battle. Die, die! I will wipe you from existence! All of my hatred, all my curses, all my fury shall power the Tree of Emptiness. Hear me, my all! Hear me, my origin, ruins of the last Fusang Tree. Use your jagged canopy to skewer humanity's last hopes for their future. Oh boy! Master, look out! The internal temperature of the Tree of Emptiness is rising rapidly. I'm detecting gravitational shifts creating fault lines in space-time. I'm also detecting gamma rays. They appear to be cosmic in origin. Mars, patch me into the Ortonex sensor data. Wait, what? What is this? Is this fake, miniature, connected to the real thing? Hell with it. There's only one thing I can say for sure. It's a galaxy. There's a real, actual galaxy inside the Tree of Emptiness. Oh boy. A galaxy is in massive celestial body galaxy? You mean like a galaxy galaxy? Indeed. Unlike those of Russia and Scandinavia, this Tree of Emptiness has fully blossomed. People have said that the hollows of great trees connected to other worlds ever since the age of myth. This one contains a galaxy, and when we know that sadly, I cannot yet say what the greater significance of that may be. Any analysis will have to wait. A tree is directing all of its energy straight at us. Be ready to continue fighting Cell. A thing cannot be allowed to remain on this planet. Let's do this, Marsh. Yes, Master, we'll target the Tree of Emptiness' heat source 5,000 years above the ground. It's time to complete Order Last Belt number 3, the last battle in the Chinese Last Belt. Oh boy. Oh, hello. It's an assassin. Huh. Okay then. Well, ultimately speaking, this should still work. I hope. Of course, we're still poisoned. That still hasn't changed.
こういうのどうだ
Great courage of Rashomon.
真なるおメンデルシーの右腕は怪異となった
Oh, there goes the first break, boy.
罠だ
NP loss, huh? Buster damage increase and arts damage increase.
中だな他にやることないの
Alrighty then. Hey, get those curses off of her. I shall not allow them to stay on her at all cost, at least for this round.
何
Oh, damn, Merlin, nice crit. Alright, this, and this.
罠だ
Hey, you got another Phantasm, alright.
この辺
Do
り
this.
いじった方がいいんじゃない
Garden of
小
Avalon.
さな窓ここに
よし
星の宇宙に物見の見て楽園の端から君に聞かせよう罪なき者のみ通るがいいガーデン・オブ・アバロン
罠だ
Alrighty. On returning formation.
全ては僕の思う
お望みのままに
でねこれぞ大軍師の究極陣地
Of course, stun did not work.
何
Well, damn, I tried. I should have just used another Phantasm right away. Oh no, this is an interesting sight to behold. 3 casters.
どうだ通な連中だな他にやることないの
この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか
I guess I'm gonna be turtling it a little bit.
小さな窓がここには一つ
Alright. How many curses does it take to kill a caster? Let's find out.
君に聞かせよう罪なき者のみ通るがいいガーデン・オブ・アバロン
Meanwhile, the casters are also healing.
罠だ
Damage increasing. On returning formation.
僕の思うままでね
I didn't want to do it like this, but I mean,
これぞ
I
大
got
軍
little
師の究極
little
陣
choice
地
now that they took out one of my main damage dealers. Hey, now he's got 2 defense down. Of course, Merlin didn't get a crit when it actually mattered. Now his defense is up.
中だな他にやることないの
Go to the Avalon.
王の話をする
Returning formation.
僕の思うまま
And do that.
星の宇宙に物見の見て楽園の端から君に聞かせよう罪なき者のみ通るがいい
Our waiver will most likely definitely be going down this turn or the next turn after.
大軍師の究極
And then we
陣地
can move on to actually. Oh, wait, no, we can't because then Monster comes down. That isn't necessarily gonna be helpful either. But hey, the second break bar is finally gone. D-Ring Purge, huh? Fine if you want to make us lose our NP. Not like it does anything to us. Now you got massive Buster damage. Or is that buster defenses? Well, either way. Let's do this, this, and this.
いいとも
罠だ
I think I might skip towards the end. Only because I don't see us, you know, actually losing this battle. I mean, there's crazier things that have happened.
来月衝撃版制定します
あ
お望みの
前に出ます
And we also haven't seen Marsh's Noble Phantasm in a while either.
罠だ
Will we finally get to see it this battle? Probably not. Look at that. Massive... basically the full Noble Phantasm charge in nothing. I kind of feel bad, man. I didn't mean to do it this
王
way,
の話をすると
but at the same time, they brought me to this. So yeah. If we lose someone, I'll bring this back. I'm gonna skip to the
画
end.
面の端から君に聞かせ罪なき者の通るがいいガーデン・オブ・アバロンそうどうぞ柄ではないんだけどね
うわうわうわうわ無駄だ
No, Merlin! No! How dare you! How dare you take out Merlin! Oh, hallelujah, I have someone that can actually deal
羅
damage.
刹とガスは
God dang,
試練に
man.
なるわ
That's what's extremely freaking annoying. To no end.
こういうのどうだ
I don't know if this will get her all the way. Oh, it did. Hallelujah. Please. Jolter.
来
End
月衝撃版制定し
my
ます
pain and suffering, please. Pokemon Fiora Jahe.
叩く行くわ
That went way too long. That should not have taken those 16
三つ
turns.
首の黒竜よ
All because they took out Ibaraki, my last cannon.
チリアクタと化せ
And there we go. We ended it with the Ball
試練に
Crusher.
なるわ
Albeit how we use the Ball Crusher on a tree, I do not know.
戦う前に勝つくらいないとな
Alright. And that is Lost Spell 3 done. Bye bye, Tree of Emptiness. Its magical energy signal is fading. We did it. But Akutas. He knew. He knew this would happen. His grief was because he knew I would be consumed by rage and disappear as a vengeful ghost. How foolish I've been to think I brought him such sadness not once, but twice. That is your only regret. Why, it could not be simpler to put an end to Zhang Yu's grief. Huh? Zhang Yu's grief was over how you would spend your final moments. If you wish to end that grief, you need only choose an end for yourself that would let him rejoice rather than despair. What? Become a heroic spirit. As an elemental, surely such a choice is within your power. Joining the counterforce should be trivial. Is that really how it works? I mean, I know Cell has formed contracts with Divine Spirit class beings before, but... You would have me become a part of the counterforce. You would have me protect the very humans I despise more than anything. We are sure your idea holds little appeal to you, but it was dedicating to his life to do so that gave Xiong Yu his pride. If he were to carry on in his stead, he would surely have no more reason to lament your fate. So you are still not fully convinced? Then consider this. You are the only one in all of your history to know the truth about Xiong Yu, are you not? Should you bring your knowledge of him to the throne, he may also be appointed one of humanity's guardians. Should that come to pass, you may one day have a chance to see him again. Well, whatever you choose, there is no need to decide right now. There is no reason not to take some time to wander the mountains as you think it over. I'm impressed you were able to talk down a vengeful ghost. We are the Emperor, guiding our people with the light of reason has long been our duty. If you had only wanted to protect this world, you could have chosen to join forces with Yume Ren and defend the Tree of Emptiness together. Just the sort of underhanded trickery we would expect from a tactician. While had she revealed the Tree of Emptiness to us sooner, we might have done so. But we had already decided to abdicate in favor of Cell, and we were not about to change our mind. Haha, if there is no further need for a tactician, then it would seem my work here is done. Agreed. Where you find war, you can also find tacticians, but if there's no more war here, then I had best be on my way as well. Lady Cell, I'm sure we will one day meet again on a new field of battle. Next time I won't bother to test how strong you are. I will know you were to be a master worth following from the very start. As for Mia, I'd really appreciate it if you could summon me by my next name. My name next time. It's a bit weird not being quite sure who you are. We do know, though, as I've repeatedly told you, you are red hair. And besides, I already have you red hair. Oh, come on, really? I don't know if I buy that. Oh yeah, I guess it's time for everyone to be heading back to the throne, huh? Hey, we'll stick around till you leave this last belt. You did summon us in time to shut a border after all. I see. I am very happy, Red One. We can stay together a little bit longer. So do you experience this world summit already gone? That must mean this world won't be around much longer. That is nothing you need to concern yourselves with. Though, from the looks on your faces, we suppose you humans from probably even history cannot put your feelings aside so easily. Well, we can assure you that there will be no weeping or lamentation of the sort you are worried about. Our people do not fear either death or oblivion. Indeed, they cannot comprehend fear or despair. That is how we have raised them. They will spend today just as they have every other day, knowing neither grief nor regret. Even when the day of destruction arrives, they will simply fade away as easily as they're falling asleep. That is the paradise on earth we have created. That is the world we made for our beloved people. Got it. The storm clouds have disappeared. That takes care of the chronicle-theoretical phenomenon overlap. Oh ho, that is excellent news. Then our territory has finally become whole again. We shall immediately connect to our Great Wall to see how our lands are faring. Well done, Chaldea. Now we assume you have your own urgent business to attend to. Qinshi Wang. Go on then, humanity's next crisis awaits. Do not forget your responsibility no matter how heavy the burden. We never did get the antidote. Or did, Koi and Skya leave it on a bed or something? What's this? She actually left us the antidote. 1, Dosage of Fusang Tree Antidote. Sender, NFF Services Customer Support. No signature required. All sales and transactions final. As much as she says that she hates us, she still gave us the antidote. She very well could have just, left and didn't give us the antidote. But it also could have been her pride of her actually, doing it. Saying that she would do it and that she would do it. And that she doesn't want to be called a liar. Good on her. Huh? Korean Sky snuck into the Shadow Border. When? How? It must have been while we were preoccupied with our battle against the Tree of Emptiness. Admittedly, I didn't think our security was so lax that she would be able to gain entry that quickly. We did let her aboard after we recovered the board at the Ministry of Technology. You think she tampered with security while we weren't looking? Great, just great. Now I have even more stuff to check before we start our next Zero sale. There's no telling what she might have messed with while she was here. I don't think we need to worry, yes. She could have sabotaged the border in any number of ways while she was in here. But all she left behind was the antidote. I imagine this was her way of keeping her word. I'm certain we can assume the antidote to be safe as well. If nothing else, she seems to be quite serious about abiding by her contracts. Alright then, here goes nothing. Senpai, how do you feel? I think I feel a little better. Yeah, I think it worked. There we go, you see? I told you there was nothing to worry about, and I was right. Yeah, okay, I can understand Gordy being excited about this. Now, if he could just be a little less oblivious, he'd be a much better director. What's the harm? The important thing is that we're all okay. Yes, that's true, isn't it? Why the long face, Marsh? Something else on your mind? Venus destroyed another world. Oh yes, that. I understand that dead-end histories without any possibility of future growth are destined to be pruned away. I understand that Russian and Scandinavian Lost Belt were exceptionally harsh environments for mankind too. But this Lost Belt was. Yeah, it was peaceful. If we hadn't stuck our noses in, I doubt anyone here would have ever realized they were unhappy. But peace that becomes stagnation is its own kind of dead end. That was ultimately why this history had to be pruned away. I know, that's the only conclusion I can come to as well, after seeing how it ended up. But then I remember what Xin Liangyu told us, how the warriors of the Empire fought so hard to create this perfect, lasting peace. And then I can't help but think, what if one day everything we fought so hard to achieve turns out to be for nothing too? I can't say that's impossible. The pruning theoretical phenomenon isn't driven by malice or error, it just happens. We're not immune either, no matter how hard we fight for what we believe in. There's always a chance some other branch more worthy of being called popular in history could leave us behind. If that ever happens, I only hope we have the same grace and bravery to pass on the torch that Qin Shi Huang did. People are fond of saying the possibilities are endless, as though it were inherently good, failing to realize the full implications. Possibilities may be endless, but outcomes are anything but. And that massive diversity of choice only adds to the pressure of the inevitable culling. It's a hard problem, a very, very hard problem. Sometimes I wonder how wise do we need to be before we can make sure, for sure, what's right. If we ever reach that point, it will only be after we cease being human, and instead become gods. As long as humans remain human, our only hope is to keep grasping for the truth as best we can, from among the vast sea of endless possibilities. Ahem. This is the Wandering Sea Chaldea Base. I have confirmed that the storm wall around the Chinese Lost Belt is gone. I should be able to reach you via comms now. Do you read me? Loud and clear.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. And from the tone of Cell's lovely voice, it sounds like you completed your mission handedly. Great work, everyone. I bet you could all use a nice hot shower, correct? I suggest you head west about 10 kilometers from your current position. Captain's on his way now. Once you meet up with him, you can zero sail over to the Wandering Sea before the other cryptids spot you.
Oh, I would certainly love a good victory massage, but are you sure we can make it back so easily?
Of course. Now the Lost Belt's gravitational field has collapsed. My calculations and Captain Snaff's skills will have you back here before you know it. Oh, but keep in mind that this method is strictly for getting between places that exist in this world. I can get you to the entry point of the Lost Belt and back, but I cannot get you in. Think of this as the world's most advanced airport shuttle.
Fine by me. Honestly, I was worried we were gonna have to drive all the way back from here.
Oh no, we would never make you waste your time like that. Especially now when you already have another order awaiting.
Huh? Another one?
What do you mean, Shion? Are you moving up our plans to invade the Atlantic Lost Belt? Definitely not. In fact, that is not even possible at this point. As they say, haste make waste, clothes make the man, and sparing the rod spoils the child. I know now that this next part is essential to our larger plan. Once you're all vested up, I'm going to have you head out on your next order, Lost Belt number 4, where you will investigate the strange Lost Belt that has been repeatedly expanding and contracting. Moreover, the captain will be joining in on the adventure into a dazzling realm of Indian mythology.
Oh boy, so that's what Lost Belt 4 is gonna be. Okay. Hey, are you sure it's okay to leave the cave?
Well, that nice doctor in a white outfit said we should be fine now.
There was a real strange air about them, wasn't there? Kind of reminded me of those Chaldea people.
I start a song and the moon begins to reel. I rise and dance and the shadow moves grotesquely. While I am still conscious, let us rejoice with one another. After I am drunk, let each one go his way.
Oh ho, a poem extolling the beauty of the moon. Lovely.
Yeah, poems are great, aren't they? That one always makes me feel like I'm gazing up at the moon, no matter where I am.
Now that we think of it, all the poems we ever heard in Zhongyang were about us. Of course, we were perfectly happy with that at the time. But still, would it have been so terrible to have someone regale us with a tale of the moon?
Say, who are you? I don't recognize you.
We are the Emperor.
The Emperor? No way. I heard the Emperor lives up in the sky and is always watching over us from above. But you're the same height as us, and you're here on the ground with us.
Indeed, we walk the same land and gaze up at the same heavens. We decided to spend our final moments with our people. We are, after all, human, just like all of you. Sober still, let us rejoice with one another. Once drunk, let us each one go his way. Let us be bound forever to carefree journeying. Let us swear to meet again beyond this Milky Way. Oh my god. Well, this was a fun Lost Belt. I got my butt whooped multiple times in quite a few missions. Cosmos Denial. Oh my god. It's totally, again, I'm still a little bit in shock about the whole Akuta being, you know, Yume Ren thing. Ah, jeez. Got Reactor Core of Dawn ×5. There it is. The Holy Grail. The item I still have yet to use a single one of, even though I most likely should, at this point, grail up someone. Namely Jalter, or my little freaking glass cannon that could. Craft Essence, the Phoenix Elite, has been sent to your present box. Speaking of which, I kept meaning to show it off, but at the same time, I kept forgetting all about it. Where is Lost Belt 2's Craft Essence? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Girl amidst the flowers. I'm currently blanking on her name. I believe it started with a G. Gerda. That was her name. Yes, I looked at one of my prior videos. Episode 163. I still can't believe that I'm over 200 now. It's been a long, 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 wild ride. But yeah, Gerda. All I remember at the end there was that she smiled, jumped up into the air, and then the Scandinavian lost belt disappeared. And as too did she, and then we got her as a craft essence. So yeah. I completely forgot to show it a long time ago, but yeah, Gerda. God dang it. Why? Why did the good have to die young? Literally. Okay, well. Samsara of Genesis in Terminus. Yuga Kurukshetra. Yuga Kurukshetra. Yuga Kurukshetra. That's the last one, the closest one I feel like I got to, and yeah. Lost spell number 4. Now, I feel like we might be fighting not Peperoncino, but the other guy. The one that seems like he's really into war and whatnot. This might be his. Or who knows, could be one of the last ones, so this could be Peperoncino. I highly doubt we're going to be fighting the silent guy, whatever his name was. But yeah, I will say though that it's 8:50 p.m. right now. Almost 9. So that's how close we were to before New Year's hit for the event and the guaranteed banner and whatnot. That's how close it got. Oh my god. Oh hey, I still have some of the stuff that I could spend in the event shop.
ショップもそろそろ終了のようです。クリスマスセールはいかがでしたか？ご満足いただけたのでしたら、この上なき喜びです。
Nothing brings you more happiness than seeing us satisfied, right? Then why didn't you come home? God dang it, I didn't know coming on here would bring back terrible memories of the fact that I didn't get Bradamante. There's 2 hours left until this is gone too. Oh god. Well, what can I get with these? Shells. I guess technically speaking, I do need more shells of reminiscence since they're for summer servants, right? I get 13 of them. Let's do it. Why not?
なるほど。
And then I can spend the rest of
全力を尽く
these.
した試合。さあ、おー
So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one,
おー
which will be,
ジングルベル
in terms of story, Lost Spell 4.
ジングルベル
And you guys will probably have already seen.
手応えありです。
Hey, got the
おめでとう
grand.
ね。
You guys will probably have already seen
おー
the guaranteed SSR banner and whatnot by the time this is out. Because once it comes out and I record it and I edit it and render it and upload it, then yeah, I think I'm like, what, 5 episodes ahead right now? So yeah, you're not going to be seeing this for quite a while. This probably won't be out until like January 6th, maybe? I don't know how many episodes I have currently. All I know is that it took a while. Either way, till then, I will see you guys on the New Year's event stuff. And after that, I get possibly a break? I don't know, because last time I thought I was going to get a break from a Lost Spell. Lost Spell 3 was announced. Please tell me that Lost Spell 4 is at least a month or so away. I could really do for some downtime right now. Oh my god. So yeah. Till then, see you guys later.